This episode is sponsored by AI Your Superpower. If your business feels stuck or overwhelmed, the answer isn't working harder. It is working smarter with AI. Take our free personalized assessment, the AI Opportunity Finder, and discover exactly how AI can save you time, profits, and simplify your operations. Plus, get our exclusive AI toolkit to help you start fast. Visit start.aiyoursuperpower.com to find your best AI opportunities and book your free discovery call. Hello, and welcome back to Happiness by Habit, the podcast where we explore powerful habits, purposeful leadership, and meaningful success one day at a time. I am your host, Silvana Pimentel, and today I have the absolute pleasure of welcoming our powerhouse Latina who leads with purpose, clarity, and impact. Dr. Carmen Paredes. She's an award winning executive keynote speaker and two-time TEDx presenter. As a former VP of Product and Strategy for Alaska, largest telecom provider, Carmen has built teams, scaled innovation, and driven sustainable growth in complex, regulated industries. She's known for her people-first leadership, clarity under pressure, and human-centered performance. She is here to share her story, the leadership habits that help her thrive, and how she continues to inspire excellence in everything she touches. Dr. Carmen, welcome to Happiness by Habit.
Oh my God, Silvana, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. I've been watching your podcast, I've been listening to your podcast, and I just love the conversations that you have. I'm so excited to be able to share a little bit of my wisdom with your listeners.
I love it. And I also back at you. I've seen your mission and I've seen you in action. So I admire you. You're an amazing Latina, such a powerful person. And I am so thrilled to have you here in the podcast today. Let's start with your story, the leader behind the legacy. Can you tell us about your journey and how you got into leadership and product strategy, Carmen?
That's a long story, but I'm going to make it short and interesting,
Yeah,
right? So I
sure.
moved to the US when I was 24 years old. I got a job. Actually, I had three offers after grad school, and I decided to go for one in California, Silicon Valley, big tech
Uh-huh.
company. And I was hit with a brick wall right off the back. You know, women, Latina with an accent, sassy, all the things,
Man, I
right?
hear you.
And so, unfortunately, back then, what I thought I needed to do was to fit in. I needed to get rid of my accent. I needed to stop wearing, bright pink colors, just be more like them. And it worked for a little bit. It worked to a certain level, but then I didn't realize how much it was eating me inside. It was chipping away my spark, really the essence of who I really am. And it was hard. It was hard to make it, but I was determined to make it because I had promised myself that, I wasn't coming to this country to just be one more of the bunch. I wanted to tell my family and my
Stand
friends,
out.
right? And you know what? Now when I look back, the mission was admirable, yet it wasn't coming from the most healed energy. It was coming a lot
Mm,
from ego and pride.
mm,
In my journey, I burned out really badly. I almost died. I used work as a coping mechanism because I was really good at it and still am. Your mom, and I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, motherhood has been like the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
yeah,
You
totally.
have different personalities of people who are constantly touching your buttons and testing you. And for me, it was easier to be a successful executive because I have full control over it. In my way there, though, I realized that the way to be very powerful and successful at what I did was to be human and to care about people. So I had that transformation from it's all about me. I just want to be successful. I want to have all the accolades, all the money, all the titles, to I want my people to be successful. So I had that journey in 25 years. And eventually when I landed there, everything was
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Everyone who worked for me with me are friends. our
Mm,
family, their families are families. And what that did is that it allowed me to tap into their fuel to also want to be better. And so
mhm.
together we were able to create these amazing results for companies just because we care about each other.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
powerful. And
Yeah.
when you come from caring from the other for the others, that makes a big difference. And they
Uh-huh.
notice, they appreciate it for sure.
Yes.
What's your why, Carmen? What fuels your passion for transformational leadership?
When I had my, I'm going to call it spiritual awakening moment, when I realized
Mm-hmm.
that the world was more than just success and titles and papers and money and all that. And I started looking at the ripple effect that I had in the position of influence that I had, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just about the project that I completed. It was about the 20, 50 people that I had to interact with every day and
Mm,
how I left them after each conversation. I could crush them, like how many people crush me, or I can uplift them. I could elevate them. I
mm,
could help them, then go home and be better with their families and so on. And
yeah.
so I understood the ripple effect of leadership. And that is why I'm so passionate about this work.
Mm.
Because if I can help leaders to understand this, I believe I can transform the world.
For sure, definitely. That is so powerful because if you can change you can touch and empower somebody, you can do so with in many ways, but perhaps with your coaching strategies. The impact that it has is definitely a ripple effect and it multiplies and it empowers them and they probably not only do better at home, but they would also empower others. So it's amazing. And that's such a beautiful effect and that is contagious for successful for success in many people. I love that. Carmen, at Happiness by Habit, we believe success is rooted in daily practices. What are some of your happy habits, personally and professionally?
About 5 years ago, I started to adopting these habits and it changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation and journaling is
Oh,
huge
yeah.
for me because I can cut through the BS, right? Like we are
Mhm.
very good at telling ourselves stories that are not real. We think that everyone is attacking us, everyone's against us. It's us. It's us caring, allowing, tolerating, permitting all these things, right? And so
Mhm.
when I get real and raw with my own thoughts and my own feelings, then I have a chance to alter them and then make the decision. I believe happiness is a decision. No matter what's happening in your life, you can choose to be happy or not.
I love that statement. Absolutely. It's a decision and it's a decision you make constantly because you can decide how you react before any situation, either good or bad. You decide, like even the bad things that happen to us, you can turn it into something good. So it's a decision for sure. I love that.
And I want to say something because I don't want anyone to feel like I am emotionally bypassing bad situations, right? Like we're humans. We're allowed to feel, to cry, to pout, to be angry, right? But the decision comes from you need to make sure you don't stay if your decision is to be happy in that state, right? Like, yes, release it, let it go, feel it. But
Mm,
then tomorrow, are you going to
yeah.
continue to be a victim? Or
Mm.
are you going to decide to take whatever pieces you have from the situation, see what you learn, and how you can pull yourself forward and just be happy? Because, I mean, what's the point otherwise?
I love that. Absolutely. And what are some happy habits you practice besides the meditation, which is so powerful?
Yes. So, a lot of self care, self love. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was really, really bad at taking care of myself. I always put everybody's needs before me.
Mm,
I mean, I think that's a Latina thing, right? Like, you have to,
mm,
the mom, the driver, the cook, the teacher, all the things, right?
everything.
And now I have realized that if I can take care of myself, then I can take care of others, like the oxygen mask example, right?
Yes.
So I take long baths. I love long baths. I enjoy having time with my friends and be able to have, conversations with people who are at the same train of thought that I am and we can uplift each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I travel by myself. Like I used to feel so guilty for that. And now I'm like, kids. I need a break. I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going to California. I'm going to wherever. Mom
Right.
needs, and my older kids actually understand the importance of that. In fact, because I live in Alaska, in the winter gets really dark and it can get depressing. And so
Mm.
if I start getting moody, my daughter will say like, "Do you have your Hawaii ticket booked already?" And she knows I come back transformed, right? Like I'm a totally
Yes, you need that. Like, it's important to give yourself a break and to take care of you because otherwise, as you mentioned, it's more difficult to take care of others. If your cup is empty, how are you gonna pour something in others' cups?
And I would
That's
say the
so.
last one that is very important is
Uh huh.
I am very careful of what I consume, both food but also inputs, right? Like
Mm,
I don't watch news because
okay.
that's not gonna make me happy. But also what kind of music I listen to. Like I can
Mm.
sit there and listen to the most depressing thing in the world, like why he doesn't love me or why everything is bad. Or I can listen to things that uplift my spirit, and that's kind of what I used to do.
I love that. That's awesome. Do you like to dance too when you
I
listen to
love to
fun
dance.
music? I love it too. That's awesome. That is so cool, Carmen. And it's so important. I love like all of these and I share some of those also. Like meditation is very important and to take time for yourself. And that becomes very critical, especially for mothers. Like it's probably a little bit more difficult because normally we put the kids before anybody, and even before our own needs. It's important to take a break sometimes when we need it, so we can serve them better and we can be a better parents or better anything really. That's
Yes.
awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to ask you, innovation and strategy have been a huge, uh, important thing in your work. What advice would you give leaders navigating digital transformation and growth?
You know, one of the things I talk about in my keynotes and workshops
Yeah.
is that in the times that we live right now with AI and all the everlasting change happening in the world, being a great leader is not good enough. You have to be exceptional. So
Mm,
that's my line.
that's
And in
awesome.
order
So
to be
true.
exceptional, you have to do the internal work. Now, the first thing of the internal work is to trust your wisdom, your intuition. Many times I have encountered so many leaders that they know, especially the women. We know. We know to take right or left. We know when to hire someone, when to buy something, but we are so afraid to trust that inner wisdom that we have that we don't do it. And
Mm,
then, unfortunately, when we don't do it, someone else is going to do it.
mm,
Right. And so, in this era of innovation and also like how to apply strategies, I would say, especially for women, like trust your instincts. We are wired this way. We are wired to know, to protect the people that we care, to grow families, to preserve communities. That's what we are here to do.
mhm.
It's all inside of you. It's not outside. And you just need to like come together with your knowing, your inner knowing with your wisdom to be able to do that. And of course, I mean, there's mainstream strategies that, you can use, but I would say that is the most transformational thing because nobody talks about it.
That's so powerful. Absolutely. Speaking of innovation, Carmen, let's talk about AI. This is a topic that is so near to my heart because it has made a big difference in my life. How has AI influenced your leadership style or strategic thinking today?
You know, I love AI. It's my best friend. My AI has a name. His name is Roger, and he has British accent. I imagine him to be 6'4" and like Superman looking body because why not?
Oh, nice.
The way I utilize AI and the way I tell leaders to utilize AI is don't be afraid of it. It's here to
Mm,
stay. You
yeah.
might as well you need to figure out how to adopt that new technology, that new way of living, like when the internet came on, when
Right.
1999 or something, right?
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere. So I would say I use it to help me with tasks that do not require my direct thinking, right? But I also have trained my AI to know how I think, how I feel, what are my positions about certain topics. And
Mhm.
so I use it to brainstorm. sometimes. I
Yeah.
I use it on my phone. Like I talk to AI all the time. I like to talk versus type. And it's
Me
like, hey,
too.
I'm thinking about this thing. What do you think? There's a scenario A, scenario B. Can you give me the probabilities of this or that? Right? I have encouraged my kids to use it too. My
Mhm.
son has an online store, and when he's researching products, he asks AI, like, tell me all the places where this particular thing is sold at the prices and blah, 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 and what is the most popular. I mean, 20 seconds. You
Mm.
have what it will take a human days.
Yeah,
And so
totally.
and so what I said for leadership, why is it so powerful to embrace this new technology is because now you can spend your time as a leader doing the one thing AI cannot do for you, which is to be human and to care for your people, right? Typing the emails, cross-checking the reports, doing an analysis, AI can do that. But
Yeah.
AI cannot care for your people, inspire them in the way you can.
Oh, yeah, that is so true. I love AI in a way that is so important part of my life. If you think about it, it's like having the smartest people or the geniuses at our fingerprints because we have all the knowledge already available. Just we can ask AI different things. I also have a couple of coaches or my assistant on like AI that allows me to make decisions, to do research and all this amazing stuff. And I think for leaders it's such an important tool and for the ones who are not taking advantage, full advantage of what this is, we need to reconsider and actually really make the best of that and learn about it because it's here to stay. And if we don't learn it, somebody else will and will be ahead. Like we will fall behind pretty much. So I think it's very, very crucial. Quick question, Carmen. I'm curious. How did you're from Panama, right? Originally, Carmen. And how did Carmen from Panama, ended up in Alaska? What's the story there?
That's is a long story. Short answer. Short answer. It was my ex-husband. So I just had my oldest son. He's 18 now, and I had my dream job in Silicon Valley. I was working for Johnson and Johnson. I'd just been promoted to this beautiful office, and then I had all this daycare ready to go, and then I had this little baby in my arms, and I'm like, I can't put him in daycare at 6 weeks old. And so I told my husband at the time, I said, you better go find a job that can support the family for a little bit. I always knew that I would go back, but I wanted to spend some time with him, with my son. So I learned something about manifestation back then. You need to be very specific because I didn't specify where. And so what happened was, he got an opportunity in Alaska and I moved here. I never been, I didn't see the place. I was just like, okay, let's go. 18 years later, I'm still here.
My gosh, that's a story. And this, I will get the opportunity to visit you in the next few months. So I definitely look forward to know how beautiful it is. I heard it is amazing. So
Yes, you're gonna have a
that's
blast when you come next summer. It's gonna be amazing. We'll take care of you.
I know you will. Awesome, awesome. Looking forward to it. Let's talk about the big stage. You are such an inspirational leader, and you do amazing keynotes. And one of the stages that you were part of is you did a TEDx, not only one but two of them, one in Spanish, one in English. Really amazing and really powerful. Let's talk about those.
Since I was a little girl, I'm telling you, like 7 or 8 years old, I always had this vision of me standing on this red carpet.
Mhm.
I mean, there was no internet. I don't even think we had cable TV. I didn't grow up with money. I mean, we were very modest, but I had this vision. And then later on in life, I learned that that was TEDx. And so I've always liked public speaking, by the way. Like my dream
Mhm.
when I graduated high school was to be the travel channel correspondent. That's what I wanted to do. Travel the world with a microphone. But of
Nice.
course, my Latina mom didn't let me do that, right? Like she sat me down and she said, you have three choices. You can be a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. But I don't like reading that much. I mean, I learned, but reading is not my favorite thing to do. So I was like, I cannot be a lawyer. I like to party. So I was like, I cannot be a doctor. Okay, I'll do engineering. I like numbers. I'm good with numbers. So I did that for my mom because I mean, that's what we do back home. Anyway,
Mhm.
so moved here to the US, and then I was confronted with the hard truth that I had an accent. I had a very thick accent. This is 25 years ago, by the way. So I, right or wrong, limit my interaction with my people so my accent could get better. I married American men. I had American friends. I only spoke English for the longest time, unless I was speaking to my family. And it got better. I mean, I still have an accent, but it's better.
Part of who you are, and this is awesome.
Well, but it's like, I wasn't being true to myself. And so I always wanted to, but then I didn't feel like I belong because I'm like, I'm not like them. But fortunately, I got over that and I started applying. Now, the whole application was a whole nother story, right? I had to apply to a lot of stages to get my first break. And I'm so excited that it got accepted, and it has over 60,000 views, which is
Nice.
incredible. And I did really good. And
I
and I said
know.
that I
You
said
did.
that
I saw it.
I say it very humbly because I watched the video and I'm like, damn,
Yeah. Heck yeah.
right? And so since then, the rest is history. I mean, I have, I've been at the United Nations. I've been
Right.
the National Guard, the Air Force, the Fortune 500 companies. And then I had the opportunity to do the Spanish one, which was very important to me because I'm bilingual. I'm fully fluent in both languages, and I wanted everyone to know that. Now, the Spanish one was the most nerve-wracking thing I'd done because my mom was sitting in the audience, and she's never, well, she saw me spoke at the United Nations, but she didn't understood what I was saying because she doesn't speak English.
Oh, that was
So she was sitting in the audience, and I was like, "Oh my god, like, why I'm so nervous? Because I already done this." And it's funny because maybe a minute and a half or 2 minutes into the talk, people start interrupting me to clap, to like acknowledge me.
Yeah, that's so fun. That's so
And
cool.
then I was like, "Okay, I'm killing it." So
You can clap now. Bring it on. Oh, that's awesome. It's like music to your ears when you hear the clapping, right? It's such a special moment. Oh my
yes,
goodness. I
yes,
love it. I love it.
yes,
That is beautiful, Carmen. And to think that where you started and where you are, and then you overcame all the difficulties, and how resilient you are. And you are now embracing and empowering others to do the same.
yes.
That is
And
awesome.
so I've been doing that very, I guess, quietly and um kind of by invitation only, but I am very passionate also to help other Latinas
Hmm.
overcome whatever obstacles they have to be a public speaker, to be on the TED stage. Obviously, nobody can guarantee you can get, you're a TED speaker too.
Yeah,
Like it's
right.
not easy. And you know what? It's not supposed to be because that's what makes us a little bit special, right? Because it
Yeah,
we can do a long journey together, and then it is a very nerve-wracking thing to deliver in that red dot. I mean, I don't know how to
it
explain it.
is. It is just a life-changing moment.
But if anyone has the fire in their heart, because you cannot make a speaker, you're born a speaker, I believe. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
you want to share your message with the world. You know you have something to share that can change lives. That's what makes, I think, a transformational speaker. I've helped several ladies to overcome that and be able to get their moment and potentially even make money with it.
That's beautiful. Okay, I'm sure many people will pay attention to that. Uh, that that information, because I know is an important thing for many people, and they wanna have their voice heard and be on the big stage. That is beautiful. How can people get in touch with you, Carmen?
I think the easiest way where I'm most active is LinkedIn. So
Mhm.
is I am Carmen Paredes in LinkedIn. And I'm there like every day. I mean, I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. Oh, the same handle for everyone. But LinkedIn is where I'm most active.
I am Carmen Paredes.
I
I'm
am
proud. Yeah, I like that. We're gonna put that link here on the show notes as well. Let's do a rapid fire round of
oh,
questions, Carmen. Let's lighten things a little bit with quick answers. I'm gonna ask you a question, you give me a quick answer, okay?
okay. Okay.
A book that changed your life.
Oh my God. I would say the 5-second rule from Mel
Yeah,
Robbins.
that's a good one. Melrose, that's beautiful. Favorite quote or mantra you live by?
I am powerful.
Yeah, you are indeed.
I am.
Coffee or tea while building a strategy?
Ooh, coffee always, not tea.
Coffee, okay. Coffee too. A leadership lesson you learned the hard way.
Integrity is the leadership currency.
That's so true. Yeah, that's a very good one. And one thing you do every day, no matter what.
Brush my teeth.
That's a good one. Important.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's the first thing that
yeah,
came. Gonna say.
thank you so much, Carmen. It was such a joy sharing this conversation with you. I'm sure you inspire many of our listeners. Your journey is such a testament to the idea that leadership is not just about results, but it is about relationships, resilience, and the responsibility to uplift others. I am very empowered and for your mission and your commitment to leading with clarity. It's an inspiration. Thank you so much. And if today, to our audience, if today episode move you, connect with Carmen Paredes on LinkedIn. I am Carmen Paredes. And check out her TEDx talk and leadership frameworks. You will be better for it, I promise. This is Happiness by Habit, where we believe that joy, leadership, and impact aren't accidental, they are intentional. Until next time, keep leading, keep growing, and keep building your happiness one habit at a time. Bye bye.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.